two different angles here today. Gonna make a video on Trap Ed. Gonna show everybody that these traps aren't killer bear traps and things like that. They don't take your hands off. They don't take your fingers off. There's a lot of opinions out there about traps. So I'm going to prove today, tell what I know about traps and what I do as far as making them better for the animal, for being comfortable. And basically all the trap does is hold him there until we get there to either let him go or dispatch him. This is just nothing more than a tool. It's not. We're not there to hurt the animal because, if this thing took their leg off, he's gonna get away. He'll be gone. So, if we decide we want to harvest that animal, we don't want him hurt. So what we do, or nowadays you can buy these. This is a Minnesota brand. This is MB 550. One of the better traps on the market. They add extra swivel points. This one here has 4 swivel points. Base plated, which is a center pull. That way the when he's pulling, it's a straight pull, so he's not going to pull this frame apart and hurt himself, twist his leg up, cut themselves all up real bad, and ultimately get away. We don't want any of that as trappers. So this particular one is an offset, so when the jaw shuts, it stays open some. There's a gap in there, probably 1/4 inch thick, and it kind of helps, I guess, with circulation. Now, there's other things, and I'll get to those here in a minute on the other ones. But this particular one, when it goes shut, it don't close all the way. It closes on the edge, but not in the center, and that helps for circulation. So for best management practices, they're made that way, to where there's a gap there for circulation. We also put as many swivels as we can. Some people like a lot. I like at least 4 at a minimum. And pretty much it. As far as this one goes, this is the MB. It's not gonna kill you. I bought this one, well, what was it, 3 years ago. Tennessee changed the law to where we went from soft catch to we could do a 1/4 inch thick jaws, or laminates, or they had to be offset. Either way, well, these are offset and 1/4 inch, so these straight from the factory they're legal, ready to roll. That's the first trap. While we're on the MBs in soft catch, same trap with rubber jaw. I'm not gonna put my hand in this rubber jaw. I'm just not. But anyway, this one here, it's same exact setup as that, except it's the rubber jaw, and there is only 2 coils on these. I'll get more to that here in a second with the other one. But same thing, just rubber jaw. Then we we got, this one's a Duke number 4. It's a 4-coil spring. Now 4-coil springs are more for powering through mud and snow, and they will provide a little more holding power. But as far as slamming shut power, maybe a little. This one here I put laminates on. You should be able to see. This is outside laminates. You can get outside laminates and you can get inside, make inside laminates inside here to increase your jaw thickness and disperse the energy of the trap. So when the trap fires, you know, it disperses the energy, so it's not like a knife flying at their foot, basically. It's kind of like a, I don't know, a butter knife instead of a machete or whatever. I don't know. I can't even relate it to a knife because it don't cut, or it ain't supposed to. This one, like I said, it's 4-coiled. Again, base plated. I weld my frames. I weld my jaw ends, and all that does is so when whatever I catch is in here pulling, he's not going to break my equipment. And this laminate on here is more area, so he's not going to hurt himself. This is a, what is it, 6 or 6 inch jaw spread. Pretty good sized trap, and it's 4-coil. The chain's standard length, but then what I did was I put a shock spring on here. What this shock spring does is when he's caught and pulling, he's not, it's absorbing the energy when he's pulling, so he's not hurting himself even more. He's not tearing up his leg anymore. I mean, that's just the BMPs, the you know, best management practices or procedures, however you want to look at that. But if you look here, I've got the same. Got 2 swivel points here. Actually, I've got 3. One here is 4. Come up the chain here is 5 to this last swivel. So I've got 5 swivel points on here. So that way when they're caught, you know, this thing's spinning around. You know, you see that chain, it's not kinking up or winding up or anything like that. Now, same thing. You can see here by that jaw, I mean, it's dirty because I use it. This isn't some old junk weak trap that I got, you know, found it somewhere making it for a video. This is what I use. I hold coyotes, I hold beavers. This is the number 4. I mean, this ain't, it's a good sized trap, you know. But again, it's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna break your hands off. You know, you see that? I can sit here a while. You know, it disperses the energy in there in the jaws with that laminate that I put on there. So it's a thicker piece coming at my hand. So that's that. And then while he's on there pulling, you can see that spring will flex to where he's not tearing himself up. So that's that. Again, all my fingers and toes and whatever is still working. This one is what everybody calls the bear trap. It's a number 4 Victor. It's a double long spring. This is you know, what I use for beavers. It's, I don't know, 6.5 inches the jaw spread on it. And it, same thing, I base plated it. I base plated it. Not the best welding job in the world, but it's center swiveled. It has the 4 swivel points and a shorter chain. It also has the laminates, and I'm getting ready to put different pans on, so it is the pit pans. But anyway, it's the same thing. This is what everybody calls the bear trap. Nothing too serious about it. And actually the real bear traps, the ones with the teeth and all those, on the jaws, they're not even legal to use anymore. So, this is what a lot of beaver trappers use, some coyote trappers, western guys. I like them, I just got to get some pan tension so I don't have, foul catches, I'll say, or toe catches or anything like that. If there's pressure on them, this pan takes so much tension for the trap to fire. So if I'm just barely got my foot in there, or the critter's barely got his foot in there, it's going to catch on the very tip. And what I don't want is him to wrestle around, fight off, rip his toe off. Animals, wild animals aren't like domestics where like a dog knows restraint. And a coyote or anything like that doesn't know restraint. He's never been held before. So he's gonna fight for his life no matter what. And that's anything. A coon, a possum, anything. He's gonna get away because he's never been restrained before. So what I want is to get the best catch I can with this trap. So I up my tension, my pan tension, so he's got to put more weight on it. So when that pan gives, he's almost shifting over into that trap. So when it goes off, it's catching clear up here rather than clear down here. You know what I mean? This is just, same thing, laminated jaws. I just do the outside. And for those of you pros that like to do your own work, this is number 9 wire. That it's easy to shape, mold to the jaw ends. It gets my 1/4 inch to make it legal, and it also works. I don't get toe catches anymore. There again, like I said, this is base plated. Chain's a little weak. I maybe should go, if I'm going to try it using it for coyotes, I should put maybe a little bit thicker chain on here. I've been using these for otters and stuff in the creeks, and so they're on drowners. So that's pretty much it with this one. It's the same thing. She holds tight just like the rest of them. I can still move my hand just like any rest, any other ones. And that being said, that's a good trap, actually. They're just old, and I need to update my pans, and I will use them on the line for coyotes or whatever. We got here this brand new jewel. I think I'm gonna like this. This is the 550 Pro series from Duke. This is a brand new trap. There again, same thing. It is just like the MBs. Just like the MBs. Except the pan's different, square. But it still has the same offset cast jaw. Still has the 4 swivel points. Base plated, 2 coils. I go 2 coil with these. They hold. I'm not a big believer in the 4 coils. you know, you get around mud and stuff like that, they work. But I just took these out of the box, bought them last weekend. We should see how they hold. I know I need to get them waxed. They're about 5 pounds. These are about 5 pounds on the pan tension, which is good. You know, I'll have the whole foot in there. You know, but there again, same thing. I can kind of caught me in the knuckle, so I can't wiggle too much, but not a lot of pain. I'm in there. That's about it. This is a brand new trap, so you know, the hand still made a little indentation there. But they're still there. They're still working. So I guess these new ones will work, and they actually, in my opinion, they hit harder than the 550s. But that's because I've used that trap a season, and this one is probably the second time that one's fired. But anyhow, I just wanted to share that. There's it seems like we catch a lot of flack as trappers over everything, just how cruel traps are, and some of it's even trappers that, you know, they don't want to see videos like this. They don't want to see your hands in the trap. They don't want to I don't know why, but they just don't, they don't want that online. They don't want that out where anybody can see it. Me personally, it's education. You know, I hope somebody learned something out of this video. I learned that, well, I already knew it, I guess, that these traps, you know, they don't take your hand off. They don't break bones. I mean, my hand's still working. They're just a tool that we use in the field, you know, to, like I said, hold our critter till we get there, and decide whether we want to keep him or let him go. I guess that's it. Have a good one. Later.